Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 10th, 2024 New Bern Board of Aldermen meeting. The prayer tonight will be given by Alderman Prill.
Thank you, Mayor. This evening, Mr. Charles Fleischer, President of Temple B'nai Shalom, will be offering the prayer this evening.
Good evening, Mayor, councilmen, constituents, and community. My name is Charles Fleischer, and I am here on behalf of the congregation of Temple B'nai Shalom, a small Reformed Jewish temple located on Middle Street in historic New Bern. Today's prayer for the aldermen is a translation from the Hebrew prayer over successful business. Let us pray. I have aspired and labored and achieved. My heart is filled with joy, for I said, God, give me hills to climb and strength to climb them. My prayer was granted. You have given me so much, have given me the strength of will to achieve. Give me one thing more, O God, a grateful heart, and give me a wise and constant spirit, one aware of my debt to others for what I have achieved. You are the strength of my hands, O God, and the light of my life, all that I am and all that I may yet be. I owe to the creative power that you have implanted within me. Even as I exalt in the success of my labors, so may I glory to be kind in thought, gentle in word, and generous in deed, that others may have cause to rejoice in my accomplishments. Give me a grateful heart and a loving disposition, that I may be your messenger of blessing for the poor, the helpless, and the sick. Thus would I give thanks for the blessings that have come to me. Amen.
Amen. If you're able to stand, please do so as we pledge allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Alderman Prill.
Here.
Alderman Royal. Here. Alderman Astor.
Here.
Mayor Odham.
Here.
Alderman Kinsey.
Here.
Alderman Best. Present.
Okay, Board, if you have a chance to look at the agenda, if any changes, or if not, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Agenda is approved. Next is request and petition of citizens. Madam Clerk. Thank you. We have Marshall Williams representing the Reverend Martin Luther King Outreach Ministry.
Good evening, Mayor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
The awesome Board of Aldermen, to my 34 Alderman, Bobby Esther. I bring you greetings from the Dr. Martin Luther King Outreach Ministry, New Bern, and we come to bring a word of thanks for the board for doing a great job, and we want to continue the board to move forward and work together. But we want to announce that January 20th, 2025, at the MLK Outreach Ministry will have the MLK National Federal Holiday Brunch at the Flame at 10 p.m. And we have a great speaker, someone who has just come from down east to join the Trine Palace. Crystal Reagan will be our speaker. And we asking that the board support and continue to support this great organization as you've done in the past. And we ask that you continue to be a reason for the season and continue to be a blessing to the community, because all the New Bernians are connecting New Bern, connecting communities as one. And I will thank you for all the information. That if you need any information, please get back with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next up is Antoinette Bosky. Ms. Bosky. Okay, I do not see her in the audience. Okay, Board, next up will be the consent agenda. What's the pleasure of the Board on items 5 through 10?
Make a motion we approve the consent agenda as is.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call starting with Alderman Prill.
Alderman Prill,
Yes.
Alderman Royal,
Yes.
Alderman Astor,
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
Alderman Best.
Yes.
Mayor Odom.
Yes, motion carries. Next up is item number 11, recognition of New Bern 101 graduates. Ms. Roberts.
Good evening, Mayor, Board of Aldermen. I am excited to, some of you met them downstairs earlier, but introduce you to this season's graduates of the New Bern 101 program. We launched this program to help people learn more about local government and how the decisions of local government affect their quality of life. This calendar year, we have graduated 29 people in the program. We estimate since the fall of 2021, when we started it, that we have graduated approximately 100 New Bern 101 graduates. So happy to call them up and have you come down and congratulate them with their certificates of completion. Our newest ambassadors on behalf of New Bern and the program services and special events that we offer. They have spent 9 weeks visiting each of our city departments. So they've gotten to know Parks and Rec and Police and Fire. Tonight they had their final presentation by Finance, which was a great way to wrap up all of the challenges and successes of each department. So I hope you'll come down and meet them.
Go ahead. I'm waiting when you get back.
To our graduates, we'll start right to left. As I call your names, come up and shake hands with your mayor, board of aldermen, and city managers. First is David Barthol. Next we have Roland Bowen. Darla and Gary Burchell. Julie Curran. Gil and Susan Fletcher. Susie Jordan. Vicki Kenny. Karen Kinlaw. Mike Kraus. John and Carolyn Mason. Sherry Richardson, last but not least. I would love it if the graduates could leave your certificates at your seat and come take a group photo with the Board of Aldermen. Please. I need to squeeze in a little bit.
Guess 9 weeks was enough. They're not staying for the big meeting, huh? All right. Looks like we're all back. So we will move on, and thank you, Colleen. We move on to item number 12. That is the appointment of the Mayor Pro Tem and the administration of oath. Do we have any nominations for Mayor Pro Tem?
Yes, Mayor, I do. I would like to nominate Alderman Rick Prill.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for Alderman Rick Prill. Do we have any other motions or any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Congratulations, sir. I believe the clerk should have the oath ready. If you want to walk down, she can administer that to you.
Place your left hand on the Bible, raise your right. Do you, Rick Prill, solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the
Congratulations, Alderman Prill.
Thank you, Mayor. I expect that you will not miss any meetings this coming year.
I will try my hardest to do that, sir. Okay, next up is item number 13. That is the update on C&I plan and discussion of development options for 925 Broad Street. Mr. Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, I'd like to ask Reggie Barner to come up and give us an update on the C&I plan. I'd also like to ask Zeb Huff to come up. He's going to talk about the Broad Street property.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you all again for the opportunity to come before you and just talk a little bit about what the Housing Authority is doing in conjunction with the city. And I want to make sure I highlight in conjunction with the city, because we're working hand in hand on this project. A few weeks ago, we had community listening sessions, the first of many to come. Our next session will be in March of 2025. And you all will be getting notices, as well as other members of the community. We invite the entire community to get involved in this process because over the next 8 months, we will be developing this plan that will benefit the community long term. As you all know, and we've talked about this before, with the C&I application, we hope to go in next fall. The potential there is somewhere, based on what was awarded this year, around $50 million for communities to be able to do development and activities within the community. We think New Bern is primed to be able to get one of those awards. With that being said, we're identifying properties within the community that we would like to be able to work with you all and the community as we look at redevelopment. And I want to highlight this because there are a lot of discussion going on in the community about our intentions of tearing down Trent Court and building new public housing in Duffield and other areas. We are identifying areas within the community to develop mixed income housing. And when I talk about mixed income housing, I'm talking about those houses that target individuals at 60% of medium income or below, housing that target individuals up to 100% of medium income for this area, and then also housing that is what we call market rate, that target individuals with income up to 140% of medium income for this area. So as you can see, our plan is not to take and tear down Trent Court and then rebuild public housing throughout New Bern. Our intent is to develop, tear down Trent Court, and then build back new housing that is a mixed use, mixed income community that no one would be able to identify a low income unit from a market rate unit. And so we want to build quality housing throughout the community, no matter where that's being built. One of the main areas that we are looking at, and we would like the Alderman to consider holding off on selling or redeveloping the old Days Inn property because we have a desire to put that in the C&I plan as a potential site for redevelopment. It's a prime location. It's at the doorsteps of 5 points in the transformation area that we're focused on, and we would like to work with you all to be able to utilize that property as part of our overall plan. We have to identify larger sites within the community. We are going to look at some infill sites, but we're all trying to look at larger sites within the community that we can utilize, and that is one of the reasons that I'm asking that you all hold off on any future development until such time we can submit our application next fall potentially for the C&I funds. At this time, I'll take any questions if anybody has any.
Board have questions?
Yes, I have some questions. Now, I hear you clearly when you say you will be housing for mixed incomes. Okay. So now, what are your plans for residents that are low income, that are currently living within the Trent Court housing?
Yeah,
what are your plans for them?
So our plan is to, let's just take, for instance, a 100-unit new development that we would build. Our goal is to take 20 to 30%, 40% of those units, depending upon the design and the redevelopment, is to have the former residents of Trent Court living in the same development with somebody that's paying market rate rent. And so the whole intent is not to, what HUD looks at is deconcentration of poverty. Right now, we got a concentration of poverty because all we have living is low to moderate income people living in one community. Our goal is to intersperse those units throughout a new development. So we will be building 100% of the units that we're tearing down. We will build those back within the community. It just won't be on the same site. And that's why we're looking at multiple sites within the community. So therefore, we can be able to build a development that houses mixed income and mixed use. So we're not concentrating poverty in one location as has been done before.
Right. When I hear you loud and clear, okay, of what your plans are, I just don't want the low-income residents left behind.
We won't do that.
I think that, as far as I'm concerned, that's a priority.
Yes, ma'am.
For those residents that are currently living there, and this is their home, and they want to continue to live here in New Bern, I think that we need to make housing available for them, and that's something that I am going to be behind 100%, and I hope that the rest of my colleagues feel the same way.
Well, Alderman Best, I can assure you that that is my goal. I spent 30 plus years of my life doing this work. If we don't do anything else, we're going to make sure that the residents that we're here to serve have better quality housing. But let me be very clear. The housing that we provide for them right now is not of quality that they deserve. And so the whole intent behind this and going after these funds, as well as the FEMA funds, is to build a better quality housing unit in this community that everybody, including those residents, can be proud to live in with their children. That is my goal, that is my desire, and that's what I've spent my career to do.
Well, I concur with you on that for as better housing for those residents, because some of those housing, those units are not what I would want one of my relatives to, have to subdue to. So I thank you for all that you do, and hopefully the community can have more of a buy-in with you once they see what the planning of this when it comes to fruition, that they see that, I see and other residents see that our residents over there in that community is taken care of.
Yes, ma'am. And we appreciate you and others who attended the listening session, the first ones that we had at the Omega Center. We had great attendance with the residents at Newbern Towers. It's 110 units left over there. We probably had almost 75 to 80 residents attend that meeting. So it is an engagement of everybody working together.
Mr. Barner, seems like I remember a few years ago when we started talking about this, that the residents that are there now have a first right of refusal whenever new apartments are built. Is that still the case?
Yes, sir. So what we are doing is identifying the residents that currently live. We're making sure that we tell them, don't move out, stay in place. So as we continue to go down this road, as you said, they get first right of refusal. Not only they get first right of refusal, but the residents that were dislocated back in 2017 when the flood occurred, we will be identifying those residents, trying our best to identify where they live now and give them the first opportunity to move back in the community as well.
And I think history kind of proves that once people leave and they get settled somewhere new, oftentimes they're given that opportunity, but sometimes they choose not to come back.
Correct. And we're working closely. We have some planning meetings with Twin Rivers Opportunities to make sure that we can coordinate those vouchers that were received for the community when those units were lost, to be able to bring those units back, to make, as Alderman Best said, to make sure we take care of them and those units are affordable.
And then the last question I had was regarding the matching portion of the C&I grant. So I believe that one reason you're asking us not to do anything with Days Inn, because whatever the value is of that particular property can be applied toward the city's requirement for the matching grant aspect. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct. And we appreciate all that you all are doing to help us on this application.
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
Yes, I have a question. Regarding the deconcentration of property, I understand you said you were looking at multiple sites.
Yes, ma'am.
To build, you used the example, maybe 100 units. at the multiple sites, will each one house mixed income families?
Every development will be mixed income. There will not be any development that we're planning to build that would be 100% low income, or there would not be a development where we're building 100% high-end income individuals. Everything that we plan to build throughout the community, all developments will be a mixed use, mixed income development. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for Mr. Barner?
Mr. Barner, just kind of looking forward, assuming that the Housing Authority is successful in its application to HUD, and whether it's 100 units or some number plus or minus that, will the Housing Authority be the management for those units, or do you foresee that the Housing Authority might look to find a third-party company to come in to manage those?
Great question, Mayor Pro Tem. I'm the first one to get to say that to you tonight. But to answer your question is, one of the things that we will be submitting, I have a board meeting next Tuesday. I'm asking for approval to submit an RFP on the street for a co-developer. One of the requirements that we look for is to have a development team where the initial development has a third-party outside property manager, while at the same time my staff or my team is developing the skill set that they will need to be able to take over management in the future. So initially it would have an outside third-party property manager with we're working side by side with them, and then the goal is within a 3-year period of time that then we would take over property management. It's a different skill set and a different from managing public housing to when you're dealing with market rate units. So we're going to go through a transition of making sure staff is trained and prepared to be able to handle that responsibility.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? I guess Mr. Huff has some comments on this item. Thank you, Mr. Barner.
Thank you.
Really just I want to follow up on what Reggie said in the spirit of transparency. Over the period of 18 months that I've been working with the Redevelopment Commission, we've had several inquiries about the days in lot, and so I just want to inform about those inquiries. Basically, they come in 2 buckets. We have residential developers who want to do similar things to what Mr. Barner just outlined. They want to do mixed-use development, come into that property and bring shops and the potential for cafes and those kinds of things and build up to do residential development. And then the other group that really has shown interest in this parcel is the nonprofit community. We've had several inquiries from nonprofit developers who would like to come in and make this parcel sort of a community hub where social services, recreation, children's services can be served out of this parcel. In your consideration of best and highest use for this parcel, I just wanted the opportunity in discussion with the city manager to just let you know the kinds of inquiries that we've already received. So, do you have any other questions?
Any questions? Okay, you might as well just stay right there because we'll move on to item number 14, and that is to consider adopting a resolution approving the Redevelopment Commission's sale of 908, 910, and 914 Bloomfield Street.
All right. Unshakable Builders Incorporated has submitted a bid for $15,100 for the purchase of 908, 910, and 914 Bloomfield Street. The properties are vacant Redevelopment Commission-owned residential tracts with a combined tax value of $16,200. They were acquired by the Redevelopment Commission in 2022. On November 13th of this year, the Redevelopment Commission accepted the sealed bid for the purchase of these parcels from Unshakable Builders, And per the restrictions placed on the project by the commission, the developer will build 3 separate duplexes, 1 per each lot, as a means of adding accessible, modern, and energy-efficient housing to the redevelopment boundary area. So tonight, the Redevelopment Commission is asking the Board of Aldermen to approve the sale of real property to Unshakable Builders for the price of $15,100 for the development of 3 duplexes.
Board have questions?
It's saying that this is in Ward 2, but this is actually in Ward 5. The only question that I have, Mr. Huff, is I know that do you have any idea, okay, that these properties, these 3 properties, once they are developed or whatever, will still be within the redevelopment boundary and be under the redevelopment commission for when it comes per se as getting a tenant or into those properties?
So the restrictions that we've actually placed on these parcels require for a period of 10 years that they are affordable housing specifically for low to moderate individuals. The developer knew that when he placed his bid, and so he's proven he's willing to adhere to that restriction. And I will say, just as a personal note, it has been an absolute pleasure to work with Unshakable Builders. Whenever they had a question, they were sure to call. And I foresee Mr. Newkirk and I having a great relationship so that I'll be able to help them fill those units. I don't think that they're going to be a problem to fill at all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Davis, could you just clarify that these parcels were deeded over to the Redevelopment Commission, and based off North Carolina General Statute, the process is they have to come ask the governing board for approval, essentially, is that correct?
Yes, sir. All sales from the commission to a third party require the governing board's approval. So this is just a procedural step that they have to follow.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Mr. Huff, where is this property located in regards to the Bloomfield property where the plan for the health and wellness clinic was original?
This is that parcel.
That is, okay.
Yeah.
And so there's 3 parcels.
Correct.
Okay.
3 separate parcels.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
If there's no more questions by the board, I'm going to make a motion to adopt a resolution approving the redevelopment commission's sale of 908, 910, and 914 Bloomfield Street.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call, starting with Alderman Royal.
Alderman Royal,
Yes.
Alderman Astor,
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey,
Yes.
Alderman Best,
Yes.
Alderman Prill,
Yes.
Mayor Odham.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Zeb.
Thank you so much, Board.
Okay, Board, on the next 3 items, 15, 16, and 17, we can consider those together if you would like, in the essence of saving some time. Mr. Childs will be making the presentations for these items.
Good evening, Board, Mayor. The first item before you is the approval of a contract for Phase 2 and 3 of the Duffy Field Stormwater Plan. We have been working in that area. We're getting to the end of Phase 1, which is the enlargement of the Middle Street Pond and force main. Phase 2 and 3 will be the back end of that project with the creation of approximately 3.5 acres of created wetland and other infrastructure to improve surface drainage in the area. We bid this project originally on June 4th and had a scheduled opening for August 2nd, and not receiving the required number of bids, we had it re-advertised on August 2nd, on August 6th, and then opened on August 22nd. At the time, we received 2 bids for that project and were able to open. The apparent low bidder was Trader Construction Company with a bid of $2,843,542. The resolution before you is to approve this contract with the condition that the apparent low bidder contract is approved by Division of Water Infrastructure, which is actually administering the grant, the federal ARPA funds. for the state.
That's all for item number 15? Okay, we'll move on to item number 16. If the board's still good with that, we can consider them all at one time.
Okay, item number 16 is a contract for professional engineering services related to construction inspection, administration, and grant funding administration related to the Duffy Field Stormwater Community Enhancement Phase 2 and 3. We put this out for RFQ, had one responder. Withers Ravenel was that responder and was selected. In the scoring, they provided a contract for $433,000 to administer the Phase 2 and 3 construction of the Duffy Field Stormwater Enhancement Project.
And next, item number 17.
Okay. The last one is for it is a grant funding the Duffy Field Canal Restoration Master Plan. We put this out for RFQ on the 14th of October. We had an opening on October 29th. TRC was the provider of the only response to that RFQ and qualified due to the scoring. We have provided a contract for that work for $367,500. This is for preparation of a master plan. This does not include any construction.
Okay, does the board have?
For the North Carolina Environmental Enhancement Grant.
Okay, thank you. Does the board have questions on any of the items 15, 16, or 17?
If there are no questions, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Trader Construction for the Duffy Field Community Stormwater Enhancement Project Phases 2 and 3, conditioned upon approval by the North Carolina Department of Environmental Quality, Division of Water Infrastructure. Number 16, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with Withers Ravenel for personal services for the Duffy Field Community Stormwater Enhancement Project, Phases 2 and 3, and 17. A motion to adopt a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract with TRC for the Duffy Field Canal Restoration Project.
Second?
Mr. Davis, just be clear, it's one motion for all three of the items.
Yes, sir.
You good with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alderman Prill, you understand?
Yes.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion on those? Hearing none, let's have a roll call starting with Alderman Astor.
Alderman Astor.
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderman Best.
Yes.
Alderman Prill.
Yes.
Alderman Royal.
Yes.
Mayor Odham.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, George. Item number 18 is consider adopting a resolution approving a lease agreement with Craven County for 408 Hancock Street. Mr. Hughes.
Mayor, the Craven County Senior Center is about to undergo significant renovations for the next several months. Craven County reached out and asked if they could lease the Old Fireman's Museum at 408 Hancock through August of 2025. The Craven County Senior Adult Center currently serves citizens of Craven County and the city of New Bern that are age 60 and older. They provide a variety of services to those citizens, and they don't want those services to stop while those renovations are going on.
Board have questions?
I didn't see, maybe I'll look at, but I didn't see what amount of funds is it they're speaking of for is leasing this building?
It would be $1 for the year. They would be paying for all of the utilities, any repairs, similar to the library lease that they just completed.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
If there's no questions, Mayor, I make a motion to adopt a resolution approving a lease agreement with Craven County for 408 Hancock Street.
Second?
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call starting with Alderman Kinsey.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Alderman Best.
Yes.
Alderman Prill.
Yes.
Alderman Royal.
Yes.
Alderman Astor.
Yes.
Mayor Odham.
Yes, motion carries. Next up is item number 19. Consider adopting a resolution supporting the NCDOT submission of a raised grant application for News Boulevard. Ms. Tribble.
The North Carolina Department of Transportation desires to apply for Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity, also known as RAISE, grant to create a safer, more accessible roadway environment along News Boulevard. The concept remains the same as what I was presented in October, and to install sidewalks and/or bike lanes, sidewalks in a bike lane or a shared use path along the corridor, along with additional pedestrian crossings, visibility enhancements, and other safety features. Additionally, vehicle access will be improved, promoting safer driving and reduced speeds through design interventions such as optimizing signal timing, median treatments, and the incorporation of a dedicated two-way left turn with a road diet. So the limits of the project have changed a little bit just from as we've been working through the concept and the scope of the project. Initially, we were looking at Glen Burnie to Queen Street, where now the project has been reduced to Glen Burnie to First Street. And a lot of that has to do with staying within the maximum funding cap grant amount of $25 million. Also, last Friday, we did have a public engagement opportunity where we did hear some feedbacks from the citizens in the community, and they provided some additional areas of opportunities for us to look at that we can finesse when we get to the design phase of the project if awarded. NCDOT is requesting a resolution of support, which would accompany their grant application. The applications are due in January, and if awarded, we are expected to receive word in the summer of 2025. As of last week, we were notified by NCDOT Grants Committee that they actually received more state requests for RAISE grants than they were expected. The RAISE grant limits the number of applications that a state DOT can apply for, which is 3. They actually have 8 within the state. In order to maximize the amount of federal dollars allocated to North Carolina, DOT is asking the city of New Bern and other applicants to be the applicant for the RAISE grant. So we're literally just pushing the button. Their commitment remains the same, to provide all grant application documents and to manage and fund the project if awarded the grant. The city would only be responsible for submitting the grant application. If awarded, Federal Highway and NCDOT would execute an agreement whereby NCDOT becomes the recipient. And NCDOT and the city of Lumberton successfully did this through the last RAISE grant application, I think it was last year. And so tonight I ask, staff is requesting the approval to submit the RAISE grant on behalf of NCDOT and for the board to consider a resolution of support to accompany the RAISE grant application. Be happy to answer any questions.
Board have questions?
Mayor, hearing no further conversation from the board, I'd like to make a motion to adopt a resolution supporting NCDOT's submission of a RAISE grant application for News Boulevard.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? I just wanted to ask a question. It's probably too early for this, but do you know if this was successful, if the road diet would actually change the curb-to-curb infrastructure of this, such as putting a median in the middle of the road like was done with Broad Street?
So we are looking at, there's 2 options that we're looking at. The first option is doing the road diet and leaving the profile of the road the same. So we'd have the 2 bike lanes, center turn lane. If we did have any medians, it would only be at designated areas such as you approach a signalized intersection, just to channel the vehicles. But we haven't gotten to that level of detail yet. The other option that we're looking at is the shared use path. If we do the shared use path, then in essence we would take the entire lane and the curb and gutter and we would move that in. Obviously that costs a lot more money than just restriping for the road diet. And so we haven't actually made that decision yet as they're kind of going through the cost estimates. But in order to apply for the grant, we have to have a concept. If we're awarded the grant, there'll be lots of stakeholder engagement opportunities for us to refine those specifics.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, let's have a roll call starting with Alderman Best.
Alderman Best.
Yes.
Alderman Prill.
Yes.
Alderman Royal.
Yes.
Alderman Astor.
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey.
Yes.
Mayor Odham.
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Treble. Next up is appointments. Board, just to run through, we have Bike and Pedestrian Advisory Committee. Does anyone have one for that tonight? Alderman Royal, you have one for the Board of Adjustment.
No, sir.
Okay. And then we have one for the New Bern Craven County Public Library Board of Trustees. And Madam Clerk, this just says to the mayor of the board. Is this open to the board? Anyone can make that appointment?
It is.
Does anyone have anyone in mind for the library board? Okay, are there any other appointments that I didn't mention?
Well, I see where Sam Carter's term has expired, but he can be reappointed.
He is eligible for reappointment if you desire.
Yeah, I would like to make that motion, Mayor.
Okay. Do we have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion?
What, for the commission and such?
Library.
Oh, library.
All those in favor of Sam Carter being reappointed, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, he's reappointed. Anyone else? Okay, attorney's report.
Nothing to report tonight, Mayor.
City manager's report.
Yes, sir. A few things just to remind everyone that city offices will be closed December 24th, 25th, and 26th for the Christmas holiday, and also January 1st for New Year's Day. And a reminder that the New Year's Eve block party will again be held downtown on December 31st. The event starts at 5:30 p.m. and will end with the bear drop at the stroke of midnight. And I want to give you an update on the Stanley White Recreation Center. We anticipate there are probably about 2 more weeks left of construction. The facility is looking very good. They have just about finished doing the landscaping on the outside. Still some work going on the inside. We anticipate fitness equipment and other equipment arriving after Christmas, and our goal is to open the facility on January 17th. Our goal is also to start open houses for the public starting January 10th. So we will have a series of days where we'll invite the public to come in, tour the facility to see what all is involved with that.
Is that all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for that update. We'll go to new business, starting with Alderman Prill.
Nothing official, but with the Christmas and Christmas and New Year's holiday coming up, just want to wish everybody happy holidays and make them safe.
Okay, Alderman Royal.
Again, I'd like to say, as Alderman Prill did, I wish everyone a safe and Merry Christmas to our residents, to the staff, and to the Board of Aldermen. That'll be all.
Thank you. Alderman Astor.
Yes, I serve on the Fireman's Museum Board of Directors, and I'd just like to give an update to this board that the Fireman's Museum is fortunate enough that the attendance has been very good. We do need volunteers as guides. You'll go through all the training and everything that you need, and if you're interested in becoming a museum guide, you can certainly call the museum at 636-4087. And I, too, would like to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please stay safe. And can I ask, I was going to do this under appointments and it slipped right through, but I'd like to nominate someone for Board of Aldermen Ward 6 seat. So, Mayor, because of all the budget times is coming up real soon and the experience that Mr. Outlaw has, I would like to nominate Dana Outlaw to fill the Ward 6 seat.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to appoint Dana Outlaw to the Ward 6 seat. Any further discussion? Let's do a roll call, starting with Alderman Prill.
Alderman Prill?
No.
Alderman Royal?
No.
Alderman Astor?
Yes.
Alderman Kinsey?
Yes.
Alderman Best?
No.
Mayor Odham?
Yes, motion fails. Anything else, sir?
No, thank you.
I'd like to nominate Miss Darlene Brown to Ward 6 Alderman seat.
Second.
Motion, I'm sorry, I'd like to make a
Okay.
motion.
All right, I'm taking notes here. All right. We have a motion and a second to nominate Ms. Darlene Brown to the Ward 6 Alderman seat. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's have a roll call, starting with Alderman Royal.
Alderman Royal?
Yes.
Alderman Astor?
No.
Alderman Kinsey,
No.
Alderman Best,
Yes.
Alderman Prill,
Yes.
Mayor Odham.
No. Motion fails. Anything else? Is that all your new business, sir?
Yes, thank you, Mayor.
Okay, Alderman Kinsey, new business.
I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and stay safe and enjoy your family.
Alderman Best.
Yes, I'd just like to say thank you to the city staff for the beautiful Christmas decorations, that all those that was involved in getting the Christmas decorations up. It's really beautiful. And just wish everyone, all of our citizens and city staff, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Is that all, ma'am?
That's it.
Okay, I have just a few items. First off, we had the second parade that the city has been in charge of. Mr. Hughes, do you have any updates on that?
Yes, sir. We had approximately 150 entries in the parade. We had a large crowd. We looked at Placer AI for the downtown from the 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock hour. There were approximately 5,000 people that were downtown, but we haven't gotten the numbers yet for the actual parade route, so we anticipate that to be more. So we've heard a lot of good comments about the parade route as well, coming from George down to Pollock. So,
Okay, very good. It seemed to go very smoothly, seemed to work well, so thank you for that. The second item I had, there's been some buzz throughout the community about electric rates. Duke announced that they are lowering their electric rates, and I'm not sure which of the local news stations covered it, but they did a little investigative journalism and found that the rates were being lowered, but there were some riders that are on that bill. So I just wanted to notify everyone that even with the most recent electric rate increase that the city implemented and with the most recent electric rate decrease that Duke implemented, we are still lower than Duke. I will put the offer out there as I always have. If anyone would like to meet with me and bring your bill, if you're on the city of New Bern, I am on Duke. I will bring my home bill and we can sit down and do an analysis and I can show that to you. And then the last thing I just wanted to do was wish everyone a Merry Christmas, especially our staff. I know you have a luncheon this week for the staff, which will be a holiday luncheon. I will not be able to be there. I have an obligation for the chamber for the military family of the quarter, but I know some of the board will be there. But just wanted to wish staff a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Do we need a closed session?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, I entertain a motion to adjourn. Need a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We're adjourned.